fans, people the interwebs, it is I, I'm Tony, back for another Star Trek, the official Starships collection review. Now this one I've been really excited for. I've been waiting for ages, because they teased this on the initial poster that they released, on the original promotion material. This ship was on it, and it's taken 87 issues to get it, and I'm so glad I've got it now. I'm so glad I've stuck with this thing as well. So yeah, it is the Time Ship Aeon, as seen in Star Trek Voyager. But we'll get to that in a minute. We get, as usual, nice glossy magazine and the ship itself, but more on that in a little while. Can you tell I'm excited about this one? I've been waiting for this one for a while now. So we've got specification time. Type time ship. Affiliation Federation. Launch 29th century. Length 6 meters approximately. Crew 1. Top speed infinite. Weapon subatomic disruptor. And there is a lovely shot of the ship there. It is fantastic. That is beautiful. So we've got some little bits of information here. The aftermath of the destruction of the solar system in the 29th century. Debris from the USS Voyager NCC 74656. Secondary hull was found in the wreckage. This led to the people of the time to believe that Captain Janeway's ship was responsible for the disaster, and the time ship was sent to 2373 in order to destroy Voyager. And then we've got some images from the episode itself. You've got Captain Braxton on screen there, and then you've got him as you've got Henry Starling, and then you've got him as a older man, and then we've got another CG render there. I think that's the same one from the front cover. That's no bad thing. Then you've got Voyager following it through time, through the gravimetric distortion, and you've got the crew in 1996. And then you've got it escape it, launching from the Chronoworks building, and then there's Henry Starling himself. Captain Braxton first found himself in the 20th century. He tried to confront Henry Starling and get his ship back. Unused to the customs of late 20th century California, Braxton was out of his depths. No one in authority listened to him. He was dismissed as a madman. Eventually, he was confined to a mental hospital and pumped full of antipsychotics. By the time Captain Janeway found him, he was living on the streets and really had become mentally ill. A nice topographical view there. That is very cool. Can't see it because it's glossy, and it's lots of reflective sheen there. Glare, that's the word I'm looking for, glare. So yeah, very nice CG render of it there. Very cool indeed. There is some debate about whether it should be U.T.S. Aeon or USS Aeon. U.T.S. stood for the United Time Ship Aeon. The ship itself had no markings on it indicating its official name, but other vessels encountered from the 29th century displayed the USS prefix, such as the USS Relativity. Now, I think this is a shuttle from Relativity, because it's one-seater, it looks like a shuttlecraft, so I think this is a shuttlecraft which would just be called Aeon, like the shuttle Cochrane or the shuttle Shafi, or the Galileo. Speaking of shuttles, we are getting another shuttle pack. Can't wait for those. Not sure when. It's probably going to be sometime next year, I would imagine now. So anyway, I'm digressing again. That's what I do. You fucking segue. Anyway, insulting the cops. When Captain Braxton was trapped in the 20th century, he called a police officer a quasi-Cardassian totalitarian. This comment was perhaps why he was sent to a mental institution. Captain Janeway said that the area around Santa Monica Beach in LA sank under 2,000 meters of water, 200 meters of water, in the Hermosa quake of 2047 reference, when it became one of the world's largest reefs, home to thousands of marine species. Then Chakotay says it's already home to some interesting species. When Captain Janeway had to mentally type to gain access to Henry Starling, Henry Stan's computer, she comments that it's like using this technology is like bearskins and stone knives and bearskins. Spock used the exact phrase when the Guardian of Forever portal sent him back to the early 20th century. And then we've got designing the Time Ship Aeon, and look at that, boys and girls. That is really cool. I love this section. They have done a book with all these in. I need to get it. But it will have to wait till after Christmas. Once I get it, I'll review it. There are so many things I need to buy. I'm not bothered about the dedication plaques, but depending on my money situation, I might pick those up anyway. But at the moment, I'm just focused on the ships. And maybe I'll get the book. I don't know. So yeah. So that is really cool. Actually, I like that. Then we got some more designs of it. I like this design. That's really cool. I like the triangular. There we go. Triangular. Triangular sections here. That's pretty cool. And the cockpit being quite far back. It's not unlike a Jedi Starfighter from the Attack of the Clones. I think. Well, when did Attack of the Clones come out? 2002. So this would have been out first. So that's design's copied off this one. So yeah, that does look like a Jedi Starfighter. Then we've got more or less what it would become there, and then we've got some extra detail there, so adding in the weapon system. But I quite like just a thin strip there. That's pretty cool. And then we've got a top and bottom sketch there, and some more information. And then we've got Star Trek Beyond the 24th Century. So it's going into instances of time travel and far future. And then we've got Berlinghoff Rasmussen, as played by Matt Frewer in the episode A Matter of Time, in which he travels from the 26th century, and then we've got a time travel pod there, which is pretty cool. Then we've got Captain Archer in the 26th century, the Battle of Proxion 4, Proxion 5, where they're fighting on the Enterprise J, fighting the Sphere Builders, and you can just see in the battle there that's a Prometheus class starship. So they still have them, 200 years into the future. So then we've got more experiences of time travel. It's saying that the 29th century have temple transporters. We've got Henry Starling again. Then we've got a time travel pod from, I think that's the 31st century. It's a TARDIS. It's bigger on the inside, and the episode is called Future Tense. Actually, really good one. And then we've got Daniels showing Captain Archer the various time streams there. That's pretty cool. And then we've got Jack saying in about, where is it, from, what's the episode called? What's it called? Statistical Probability, that's the episode I'm looking for. 67 trillion years, the universe would collapse in on itself, bringing the end to life everywhere. But, 60, 70 trillion years, that's a long time. Anyway, then we've got On Screen. First appearance, Futures End Part 1. TV appearance, Star Trek Voyager. Designed by Rick Sternbach. Trivia, Star Trek Voyager episode, Futures End Part 1. Chakotay comments that one of his ancestors in the 20th century worked as a school teacher. Captain Jane replies she did not know what any of her ancestors were doing around this turn of the century. Around the turn of the 21st century. This contradicts later in 1159, which Voyager did a lot, which Janeway said she was inspired to join Starfleet by her ancestor Shannon O'Donnell, who was an aerospace engineer trained to be an astronaut with NASA in the late 20th century. She later became a consultant engineer in the Millennium Gate project that was completed in 2012, except it hasn't yet. Connor Works, Henry Starling's imposing headquarters, is actually a transit building in downtown Los Angeles with the corporate logo added in post-production. These effects department, Chrono Works, was misspelt as Chrono Works with a R and a K on the wall of the laboratory where Aeon was kept. Minor changes to the cockpit interior. The Aeon was reissued reused in the pilot's compartment for Kovan's Starship season episode 4 retrospect, and it was also used for the cockpit of Kess's shuttle season 6 episode Fury, and the shuttle itself was remodified to be a divorce shuttle in the episode Counterpoint, which isn't a great episode if I'm honest. And then this ship is fucking gorgeous. However, I have received some damaged. I have received a damaged one. I have contacted Eagle Moss. They are sending me out a nice replacement. It's a bit disappointing that it's got a damage on there. And my dad, who doesn't like Star Trek, saw this and went, "That is really cool." And I went, "I know." And he goes, "Is it a single seater?" And I went, "Yeah." And he goes, "That is really cool." And he goes, "Well, you'll get a replacement, won't you?" And I went, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well, can I have that one then?" And I was like, "If you want." So my dad actually liked a Starfleet vessel. Who knew? This is lovely. This is gorgeous. Apart from the one man's damaged, but I'm not knocking it down for that because that's just a factory error there. Excuse me. I keep saying a lot. I do apologise because I don't plan these things. I just talk, you know. This is a really nice ship. They have outdone themselves with this one. I love the temporal... what are these called, actually? I'll just check for you. Those are called... probably temporal flux generators. Primary temporal field generator. I was not far off. They are translucent, and they are translucent from both sides, so they catch the light fantastically well. And I love these egg-shaped sections here with them in, kind of like where the warp nacelles would be. But it's just a beautiful looking ship, and they've added the blue Starfleet insignia on there. And I do like the fact that, even on the bottom as well, I do like the fact that the Starfleet badge, the actual blue part, faces backwards this time. It's really cool. I love the shape of it. I just love it. It'd be nice if the subatomic disruptor there at the front would have been in clear plastic, but you know, you can't have everything. But I am well impressed with this one. This is going to look really cool next to the Delta Flyer when I get them all finally out of the boxes and on display again. That's why my room's in a bit of a state. I'm just waiting. Excuse me. I just ordered some shelves and I'm still waiting for them. So hopefully they should turn up soon. I love the Aztecing on this one. The Aztecing is fantastic, and I love it sort of gradiates around there. I love these, like what appear to be reaction control thrusters, or even new forms of buzzard collectors. Even on the bottom as well. I love this. This is cool. This is damn cool. I love the sort of... I like here the asymmetrical design. You've got two panels there, then one, and you've got a single panel there, and you've got two double panels there, and another single panel there. I think it's replicated on the top. Let's have a look. No, the top's all... the top is all symmetrical. But I like it. I like it. I like it. Can you tell I like it? I like the impulse engines at the back there. It's a pity that they're not in plastic as well, but to be fair, the plastic in there is just glorious. This is a glorious, glorious ship, apart from man suffering some damage. It's obviously been in the fight with Janeway there. Where am I? There we are. And I like the what I would imagine is the navigational deflector dish there. But this is just a beautiful, beautiful thing. It is really nice. Well worth the 87 issue wait to get this. Actually, we're nearly close to the initial run, which was 90. So, and they're extending it to at least 130, possibly more, which is good for me. Good for Eagle Moss, I guess. But no, the join line is perfectly acceptable on the bottom there. That doesn't bother me at all. You have to go somewhere. This is just a wonderful thing. I like the gap and the Aztec in there as well. It's really fucking cool. Like I say, Eagle Moss, you've outdone yourself with this one. This is fan-fucking-tastic. They are... You see, you know, ships like this, they do really well. And then other ships, they don't. Like the Relativity was missing the Starfleet pennants on it. and it's just, oh, you can do wonderful things like this, and then you mess up other stuff. It beggars belief. Anyway, as per usual, you get the stand, and on the bottom it just says, oh, it says U.T.S. Aeon on the bottom there. Interesting. I always thought this was a shuttlecraft, because it looks like a fucking shuttle, doesn't it, really? And it fits to its stand thusly. This ship is an absolute must. Even if you're not that big of a Voyager fan, still get this one. This is a glorious, glorious ship. Definitely worth in your collection. Even if you didn't get the relativity, get this one. I implore you to get this ship. It is gorgeous. It can be done, Eagle Moss. It really can be done. Anyway, I have gushed about this far too much. Do you know, I forgot to say it, I love the fact that this is so streamlined. There's no visible, what they call greeblies. Now, for those of you who don't know, a greebly is when special effects teams put stuff together. I'll show you. The Millennium Falcon is I'm referencing Star Wars. I'm awful lately on these videos. Greeblies are what they put is, you know, all this pipe work and all this extra detail there. That's what you call greeblies, to make it look like it's used. It does stuff, pipes and stuff. But this has none of that, because it's supposed to be an advanced ship from the 29th century. It works really well. It's super streamlined. But you would imagine a ship of this size to be streamlined like that, like a stealth bomber. You know, it's not unlike a stealth bomber actually. I didn't even notice these little sections here. I like those. I like everything about this ship. You know, this is wonderful. I can you tell I really love it. I really, really love it. And I love the blue Starfleet pennants on it. That is just you know, gorgeous. Yeah, so I've gushed about it far too much. It's real smooth, it's real tactile, it's just fucking, yes! More detail like this, please, Eagle Moss, in all of your ships would be fantastic. Anyway, it stands on the stand, placed on the stand thusly. Definitely pick this one up. Please pick this up. You will not be disappointed. Like I said, the only bit I'm disappointed about is the damage there. You know, but it's nobody's fault. It looks like a factory error rather than anything else. Oh, hang on. We have got some asymmetrical bits on it. This section is like a round section cut into it, whereas this side doesn't. Oh, I didn't notice that. That's cool. That is cool. Well, sorry, I'm just admiring this ship a lot. This is going to be one of my, so far, I think this is one of my favourites that they've done. Please get this one. Anyway, that's me. I'm going to stop gushing about this now. I've talked 20 minutes about this one as well. So, thanks for sitting through this. Thanks for watching me, you know, express my love for this ship. But it's gorgeous. It's lovely. So that's me. That's the Time Ship Aeon, and I will catch you all in the 29th century. Bye for now.